Hello everybody, it's SuffolkBlue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back to Starmade. Here we are, back in our base. And if you remember last time, we talked a little bit about these doors. I made a door on camera. I can now tell you that all of the doors have been done and are in place, as you can see, over there, over there. But there is one thing that we have done, which is a little bit different, and I want to show this off. This whole episode is going to be a lot about lights, flip-flops, and rails, I suppose, again, but I wanted to sort of demonstrate what we've been doing, and here we go. Da, 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 da. This is our first, well, it's Bay 1, it's Hangar Door 1, it's a Bay 1 design. And I just want to sort of come back here to start with, and just to show you a little bit of the outside. Have I still got, yeah, I've got gravity on. There we go. Bay 01 outside. Obviously got some green lights there as well. Let's just pop back in. I wonder if I can. Have I got a build? Can I build anywhere really quickly? Because actually I can go into build mode. Haha! Of course I can. Yes. So I've been spending about 4 hours on all of this. All in all, learning it, because I think what I'm doing whilst I'm doing is I'm learning things as well. The other problem I have is that whilst I'm learning, there we go, I'm also thinking of new ideas to do. Where's I go? Yeah, here we go. Woo, we can zoom over here now. So here we go, Bay 01. Let's go a little bit up in the air so you can see it coming in. Not sure I want to use so much of those hazard blocks now. There's quite a lot of hazard blocks there. I could use a mesh or a dark grey hull. We'll see, we'll see. Up here, not quite ready yet. Getting there. It's getting there. We have whoops, straight through. Weigh all of the equipment, all of the buttons, all of the doors that were down here. If you remember over there, you can still see them where I was testing the functionality. I've now sort of taken all of that, condensed it a little bit, and I've now got it here. I've also got some controls for these additional rails here, and I'll talk about those as well. So if we were up here, so let's just imagine, let's imagine we are a docking master, and we've received command from the harbour master that we need to close Bay 1. That's what we need to do. Now let me see if I've got the right door, so we can hit the button. And there we go. You can see the flashy lights. The doors will close, and the red lights will then stay on. So the green ones have turned off, the red lights have turned on. It's now a non-active hangar, and also on the outside we've got those red lights again, and the landing lights for the pad have also turned off because the doors are shut. And similarly, if we then get a further instruction from the harbour master that says, actually I was a complete idiot, I need those doors open, again we have the flashy red lights. Look, a hazard warning that the doors are in motion. Doors are moving. And then full greens, full set of green landing lights, and the full line landing lights here, sorry, also turn on. And we have our full greens outside. So, yeah, 4 hours. I'm sure it shouldn't have taken 4 hours for me to work all this out, but it sort of did. Just to talk about some of the design features out here on the pad. We are using metal grates, these sort of, I suppose I wanted to think of them almost like exhaust. You know, if you were landing a shuttle or whatever, then you might want to sort of land there and have a sort of some way for exhaust to dissipate. But yeah, so we've now got these warning lights. How do they all work? Well, let's talk about rails, let's talk about buttons, and let's talk about flip-flops, because that's what we're dealing with down here. Let me go into lit up mode, lighten up, there we go. So this end here is your green end, and the reason it's the green end is that these are the lights that you want on when the runner, the door, is over at this end. So this is the green light controller flip-flop. What a flip-flop does is it receives a signal from here and turns on and stays on. If it receives another signal from here, it will turn off, and it basically is pumping out a high level signal to, you know, all sorts of stuff. So if I highlight that now and come out here, you can see all the purple blocks are controlled by the flip-flop, and the flip-flop controls all of the green lights, both inside and out. So it's only one flip-flop that's doing all of these. Okay, and the flip-flop controls all of the white landing lights and the lights inside there, and the lights all the way down here to the main bay lights, which will stay on regardless. Okay, so I'm going to put some arrows probably in here as well to almost look like you know, warning hazard arrows. Again, I'm not entirely happy with all of the use of this hazard armor. In fact, I'm now looking at it from this angle. I loathe it. So all that's about to come out, but don't worry. So from this end then, back to what we were talking about. So this flip-flop is controlling all the green lights, and what happens every time... Now, can I get up here and back again really quickly? Which is the close light. Is it that one? Oh, no, it was close. I tried to be a bit of a sprinty there. At least I know it's this one. Are you ready? Go. As you can see, as it runs over the top of them, you can see those blues down there? Every time, blue, 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 off. And, essentially, what that has now done is turned off the other flip-flop, because the other flip-flop had a signal, and turned on the other flip-flop, and the other end of this chain of flip-flops and buttons is another flip-flop, and this flip-flop this time, if I highlight this one, is highlighted to all the red lights only, both inside and out, nothing else, just the red lights inside and out. In fact, if I turn off just for a second, that's not that much help. Okay, put that back on. So all the red lights controlled by that flip-flop, and what happens is as the runner goes over these buttons are also attached to the red flip-flop only, not the green one. We don't want the green lights to flash. We only want the red lights to flash. So, as you can see, all of these are connected and attached all the way down. So when we do go up here, and we do that one, again, you can see that flip-flop is turning on and off. And as it's doing that, the lights are flashing as well. On, off, off. And then the green lights come on and all the landing lights. That took 4 hours to make and 7 minutes to explain. It's ridiculous, isn't it? The other part to talk about, though, is that obviously I'm going to have to replicate that on all of the doors. And the good thing is, though, you only need to do it on one door. So there's nothing on this side. This side is just a door. There's nothing here. There are no buttons, no flip-flops, no switches, no nothing. All of this is controlled by one door and one door only. Because it's, you know, you don't need to do it twice. You can use multiple lights to do that. So up here then, what I've got is I've still got my buttons and switches to change the valves around here and here. I've got these switches as well, which also these other two, which control this is what it controls. And I want to show you something now. I don't know whether this is actually going to work, but we'll see. So if I hit that one, have I hit the wrong one? No, let's do that one. So now what we've got, doors are open, and our cargo craft, which is far too big but still working, and we have just enough clearance, is running through these rails. You can see it doesn't move very fast, but it doesn't need to move very fast. Oh, go forward. Boom, boom. Onto those rails, and is now taxiing. Now, let's see. I could put runners on here, you see, and I could have red lights that flash when this is coming down here. Because again, we've got rails again. So providing we've got something travelling over these rails, we can do flashy lights and switches, anything we wanted to. However, if you watch, if you see. So this comes to the end. The clearance is not very good. It's not the best, but we could make it bigger by removing all of this and pushing it right out in the middle, and we probably will do that. But this was just all, as I say, 4 hours worth of experiments. Can I get in here? Oh. So that's now in place at the doors. I can't shut the doors now because we've got well, I can shut the doors. I just crushed the ship in the middle. And there would be a way to make sure that we couldn't actually. We could flip-flop it to say actually if that's open, these doors. If there's something here, these doors must be open. But we're not going to worry about too much about that at the moment. So if I get in here, open that. Up. Oops, didn't do the good jump. There we go. All right. What we're going to do? We're going to take off. Oh, get off the ground and stop. Just stop for a second. Don't need to go anywhere. Just stop. being a pain to fly. I don't like this shuttle. I'm liking it less and less every day. Stop. Are you going to stay still? Or are you going to start rolling about like a lunatic? Okay. Whatever. Let's go back. So I've just parked my shuttle. It's not parked. Now, the problem we've got, and I want to talk about this whilst the shuttle is over there doing what it's doing. If it's attacked now, it'll be destroyed, and big deal. But, as you can see, the problem we're going to have with getting this back in again is this rail here. Because this rail here is connected to this line. What I can't do is make it go onto this line. I don't think I can anyway. Let's go back over here and have a go. And we're going to then redock the shuttle as if we were landing again. Now the reason I've done this is because, as you've just seen there, flying those things is like a pig. It's like flying a large metal pig. And it's hideous to fly. So I'm going to leave. Let's have a think. We need to turn this back over. So if I do that one, there we go. And the problem we've got is there's nothing. If you look, this rail here is going to come to here and stop. It's not going to do this route because it sort of can't. What we would have to do is take this one. Actually, we could do that. Take this one out. Where is it? There it is. And put in that way. Up. What are we attached to? I don't know. Doesn't matter because it was already we've already set this up for landing. You see, this is already about ready for parking. So everything is. Look at that stupid ship, ridiculously stupid ship. Where's the door? This way. Oh, look, it's like a crash landing. So now I've got to take this off, turn it around, and land it on this thing. And I wonder which way around it's going to come in. Because again, as I say, what the problem with rails on this particular, and that's why I left, incidentally, that's why I left those 3 gaps in the middle, so I would be able to have these sort of landing in and out rails, and we can almost start to do some logic to park them, so that it says that if that bay is full and has a ship inside it, do not park another ship there. Oops, there we go. Where's my door? It's on the other side, of course it is, just to be awkward. It's not there. It's not there. Where's me door? Oh, it's there. I've shut the door. That was stupid of me. Oh, can you? I've opened it. I've opened the ramp on my head. That's what I wanted to do. We're in. Right, we'll leave the door open for a second. Now, I need better engines, so we can now take off. Let's see if we can get off this world. Look at the thrust ratio. Now they've changed all this. This ship barely flies. And I mean it barely flies. And it's really not flying even now as I'm doing this. Or are we going to get escape velocity? We are, just. Whole redesign of ship coming up. That's the next job. So we can spin around and slow down, because we don't need to fly away from the planet now. Complete redesign, that's what we're going to do. So, we've now got our rail docker on. So let's pretend that we're approaching the planet. We've been out mining or doing whatever we needed to do. And it's like, okay, coming into a landing, we need to find the base. Oh, do you know what? It's a huge dome on this planet. I mean, it's a massive dome. You would have thought that you would be able to come approach it. Every time I approach this planet, there it is. Every time I approach this planet, I can never find my own space. Look at the size of it there. It's quite nice. I'm pleased. Okay, let's find our door anyway. Here it is over this side. We can see the green lights. And we can see the other lights. So we start to slow down. Oof, we have terrible, terrible speed. This whole ship is rubbish. Hate it. Right, let's get ourselves into some sort of approach vector. Like so. And let's just start bringing ourselves down towards the rail. So this would be sort of our slow approach, let's say. So we've just spoken to the harbour master. We've been given permission to park at bay, or to land at bay 1. So we find bay 1 and we're coming down, and we can start to take off some of that speed now. There's the rail. Line ourselves up with it. do you mean cannot fit? Oh, I see. What it's saying, I love this game. Okay, stop. Structure doesn't fit. That makes no sense. There we go. Interesting that what we couldn't do is land that way around because the bum of the ship wouldn't be able to fit into here. But now you can see, in goes the shuttle. So let's pretend that we've landed successfully. That wasn't a good landing, but let's say we've landed successfully. The ship would come in, and it will dock onto that rail, take it away from there, and after that's docked, the harbour master could turn around and say, we've got no more craft expected today, so we will close up the hangar for today. And boom. That's back in place. So we have an issue because we can't take that out every single time. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to look at doing anyway, and do a little bit of exploration and explore the mod a little bit further. But there are these things called rail rotator clockwisers and rail rotator anti-clockwisers. And if I come out of, can I come out of this? Let's go to the build mode. What I hope is that I'm going to be able to control these in a lot, and then put a logic to them, control them so that they actually rotate by 180 degrees each time, and that should, what do I want? That one. Whoops, we're outside. Let's come in here. So here, what we want is something like that. So at the moment that's pointing that way. So as I understand it, it would come along onto here and then go that way. What we need to be able to do, and I wonder, have I got a button on me? I do. If I, oops, okay, that's fine. If I do that, can I do that? Can I select that? I can. So if I hit that button, which is that way, doesn't seem to do anything. That's a shame. I was hoping that was going to rotate. Or does it only rotate if there's a rail docker on it? Maybe it's true. Let's see. We want to rotate that 160 all the way around, actually. Take that off. Does that need... Oh, I wonder whether that needs... See, again, I've never used it. I literally found these today. So, it's a case of, okay, let's play around with this for a second. If I have a morale piece goes... Let's say it goes that way, and that is connected to that, and I hit that. So has that just become a ordinary piece of rail? Or does it now have a... Ooh, does this have a flippy floppy thing? So if I put that there, and... which way do I want it to go? That way? No, hold on. Don't want you. Let's disconnect that for a second. Put that there. No. Disconnect that for a second. Turn you off. Turn you on. To there. If I do that, that's going to turn that way. But that's the same as ordinary rail. That's not a rotation. That's just me doing ordinary rails. That's really interesting. Has it turned into something else? Nope, can't do anything with that. So, I'll have to work out how to do it, but my hope is that this has got to be able to do something, that we're able to rotate. What I don't want to have is a roundabout. Yeah, I don't want a roundabout. Really want to avoid a roundabout at all costs. So we'll have to have a little play around, a little investigation into how these work. And for some reason I seem to have lost one, because one of them has now become ordinary rail. Have I lost one? Let's do that. Let's do that. Split everything up. Rotate it clockwise. Rail docker. Where's the rest of my rail gone? I must have dropped it on the floor, maybe. So yep, so I will have to spend some time messing about with that to try and find out whether I can work out what on earth I'm doing. Well, that's silly. I just had hundreds of rail. If I've lost all of that, I'm going to be furious because I've got to go and get some more Centaur thingies then. Cargo, no. Rail docker, rotator clockwise. Rail docker. Oh, hold on. No, it's gone. Well, I go to the foot of my stairs. I didn't sell it. I didn't do anything else with it, did I? Did I only have one on me? Maybe I did. In any case, what I'm going to have to do is play around with that. Now, flip-flops, though, they can be very useful, because now what we can do, back over to the lift, if you remember last time as well, we were talking about the lift, is what I'm going to be able to do is place a signal here that says, now open these doors. And only when this is in place will these doors open. And I can do the same that says, for when the lift goes up, which says, you can only go up once these doors have closed and this flip-flop is turned off. Then you can go up. So we should be able to put a delay in the lift as well. And then I need to recreate that lift on all 4 of these, because I've managed to make the door on the side which doesn't have a lift. So to get up there, I have to keep going into build mode. But there we go. Ah, oh, what a day. That's as far as we have gotten today. And as I say, I'm really pleased. I can't believe I've lost... I have lost that, because I should have an extra one to put here. The nerve of it. But I'm really pleased anyway that I was able to figure out some way of doing what I wanted with these doors. And I'm actually really pleased with them. You know, I think that's a cool look. I think it's something that I can keep. I love the flash. Flash, flash, flash. Shame we can't get a siren. Definitely going to take out all that hazard block on the floor, though. I don't like that at all. And then green lights on. Landing ready. Brilliant. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. As I say, I'm not an expert, so it's definitely something. It's a learning game. It's one of those games, a bit like Minecraft, when you learn how to do redstoning for the first time. It's very similar to that. I should be able to just put all these on now, because I don't think I'm going to need to go back in here for any reason whatsoever. So we can close up this one. Yeah. And then next time when we come back, then I'm going to have to do something with this. This pig of a ship is awful, and we're probably going to have to either redesign it, which is a very good possibility, because I'm going to need to get something which can come out here, take off, go and collect loads of stuff, come back, land, and then hopefully we'll have sorted out this nonsense here so that it actually works. Did I drop them anywhere under here, or... No? Oh, well, that's very odd. Very odd indeed. But there we go. We're done. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. Any comments as well. Any advice. Believe me, I need advice. But until next time, for more Starmade, you take care of yourselves. Oh, and Viva Variety has launched. Go and check that out as well. There will still be more Crusader Kings 2. And there's more Pillars of Eternity to come. But until next time, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.